Okay, so if your battery clip is broken or does not do what it needs to do, or you need to replace it for whatever reason, this is a procedure that anybody can do. There's no need to take it to Guitar Center or any guitar tech. It is very simple, very easy. I'm only going to be working with these two wires right here, and so just ignore everything else. And I'm going to use a soldering iron and solder, but you don't need a soldering iron and solder. I use it just because it does help and it will make it more secure, but I'll show you what I mean by that in a little bit. So the only thing I've done beforehand is unscrew the back plate that covers this, and then unscrew this little plastic casing for the battery. But other than that, I didn't do anything else. And so I'm just gonna get started. Oh, my soldering iron is on setting 7 out of 8. If you are using a soldering iron, that's my heat setting. But other than that, let's just go. So first thing I do is I disconnect these by snipping off on the preamp side. So the hot wire is connected to the preamp right here, and the ground wire for the battery is connected to the ring of the input jack. So to disconnect these, I cut off from the preamp side, and then the input jack side. And then that way this clip is now disconnected. I'll put that over there. And the new clip, which comes already pre-stripped on the ends, I'll link a pack of these that I got in the description. But all I have to do is just feed it through the battery housing, and then route the battery wires back through the canal that goes from the battery cavity into the main cavity right here. So now that that's where that needs to go, we don't have to worry about these wires yet. Now we have to restrip these wires, the ends of these wires, so that we can connect them to the ends of these wires. So wire strips, or wire stripper. And so this hot wire is too thin for the lowest setting on this wire stripper, but it still gets a little piece of it. So I don't know if you can see that, but I got one side, and then the other side I didn't get, but all I need is one side, because now I can just peel off this side and then snip it off like that, and then got a fresh end right here. The ground wire is thick enough, so this is going to come off very nice and easy and satisfyingly. There we go. And now we have these two ends, and we just gotta connect black on black and red on red. I just connect them like that and then twist, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. There we go, that's better. Black's connected. Red is connected. So now we have two. They're pretty much installed. They are installed. So this is the point where I solder these, I seal these together with solder. It's just more reliable. It's a wise thing to do. If you don't have a soldering iron or solder, and you don't have to, you can get wiring electrical tape and just tape around it. Or you can get these little rubber tubes that shrink and seal when heat is applied to them. And you just need a lighter or a heat gun. I solder these, and then I actually use these rubber tubes and seal them, so I kind of double seal them. So I'm just gonna solder these together really quick. With solder, that's right here. So it doesn't take much at all, just barely any. There's that. There's that. Let me get this one a little better. There. And now that's good to go. Now just to clean it up, I'm going to use these rubber sealers. Just put it right on there. Apply heat. Be careful. Don't just hold a flame over it. Do it in intervals. Give it a second to kind of form. Should be stable, not loose, which that one is. Now the ground wire. That looks good. Alright, so that's pretty much it. They're connected and sealed. And then all I have to do is tuck everything back in, put the plate back on, screw the screws back on, put the battery in, and I'm good to go. So that was not hard at all. Place it in. Now let's plug it in. Volume is up. Amplifier's on. Bass, mid, treb is always all the way up. And there we go.